The House will now consider a matter of public importance. I call the member for Maitland.
Strawberries.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker. As a former tourism operator, I can say there is no greater pleasure than stopping off at somewhere like Ricardo's Tomatoes and Strawberries at Port Macquarie, or Berrylicious Strawberries at Thirlmere, the many cherry growers out at Young, or even, and this was some years ago, the Kulkana Berry Farm at Niangla, which has recently been sold. Picking the luscious fruit and berries off the vine with a gobble and go pass is one of the most grounding and relaxing activities, giving us a real sense of our connection with the food we consume. For those from the city and towns, it's a good reminder that what we see in plastic packaging on supermarket shelves is actually grown from the earth, nurtured with precious water, enriched by the sun, under the careful hands of a farmer before it makes its way to our morning breakfast bowl. I therefore rise with a heavy heart to raise this matter of public importance as the nation's strawberry industry, and indeed more generally our fruit industry, is under a terrible threat from criminals who would strike at the heart of our food security. Over the past 2 weeks, we have seen cases of people contaminating strawberries with needles, causing a major recall across the nation. And as this week has unfolded, tragically the food contamination incidents have increased and expanded to include other lines of fruit such as apples and bananas. This issue has even affected my own electorate after a needle was found in a punnet of strawberries purchased late last week from a supermarket in Maitland. A young girl was cutting up the fruit at home last Saturday and the Mercury reported the child couldn't cut through one of the berries and alerted her father. Much to his horror, he spotted a metal pin and had the presence of mind to call police and make them aware of the discovery. There have now been over 100 reports of fruit tampering, including more than 20 incidents which are the subject of New South Wales Police investigations. The tampering with food is only to be viewed with the utmost seriousness. I am pleased that the New South Wales Government has finally matched the actions of the Queensland Labor Government in offering a $100,000 reward to anyone who has information that leads to finding the culprit of these attacks. One of the most distressing images to appear on television news this week was the dumping of freshly picked strawberries in Queensland. And I well remember the time a few years ago now when the banana industry faced similar challenges due to cyclones up on the north coast. It's incomprehensible to me that the issues facing our strawberry farmers and other fruit growers are caused by individuals, not a natural disaster. I'm sure all our thoughts are with the nation's strawberry industry, who have already been struggling to get enough water in the midst of this drought to produce their crop. It's the pickers whose employment is being affected, and the small shops, grocers and cafes whose businesses are being impacted. As Shadow Minister for Small Business, I am concerned about the impact of everyone from the farm gate right through to the consumers, and it is a devastating blow for everyone. The strawberry industry in New South Wales is worth some $6 million. It is the smallest industry in Australia amongst the states, but in New South Wales we stick together. We know that in regional areas this kind of money is a huge boost to the local economy. The timing of this terrible criminal activity could not come at a worse time for the industry, which is just about to reach its peak production time during that spring-summer period. According to forecasts from the Australian Bureau of Agriculture and Resource Economics, ABARE, the value of our nation's horticultural exports will reach almost $1.5 billion in this financial year. Demand from Asia is driving the increased exports, especially greater market access to China. Australia and New South Wales' clean, green image has allowed our farmers, such as fruit, nut and vegetable producers, to gain more market share and increase the return on their crops. But we must act quickly to protect our reputation and the safety of those who consume our products. There has already been an international reaction to this incident, with Russia and the UK blocking Australian strawberry imports, while our fruit has been pulled from New Zealand supermarket shelves. Food security is already in the spotlight nationally because of the drought affecting vast areas of our nation, and particularly this state. However, as a result of the strawberry tampering, it will have to expand to include packaging and the supply chain. But we can all help farmers right now by taking their advice to cut up strawberries before we consume them, and after 2 weeks of disruption, help producers back to profit by eating the fruits of their hard labour. And it's interesting to see the "remember, cut 'em up, don't cut 'em out" as the tagline, and I urge everyone to use this on their social media. I would also like to say and to remind everyone that New South Wales Police are also asking anyone with any information about the deliberate contamination of Australian fruit to contact Crime Stoppers to make sure that we can stop these criminals in their tracks. Thank you.
I thank the member for Maitland.